Hey, what's up guys and gals? It's me, your old buddy Mr. Moose, back with another edition of Farming Simulator 2015 here on the dedicated server, and we're playing on the map Graceland. So today we are doing a little manure spreading on field 19 up here, which is a rather large field. So Chris D is with me, Logan is on, Adam is on, and Adam and Logan are going to be shuttling manure, and Chris and I are going to be doing the spreading. And it's going to take quite a bit of time probably to get it done, but since we haven't done manure, I thought, well, we'd do a little manure tonight. So or today, whenever you might be watching this. It's a late night when we are recording this, but anyways, but yeah, so that's what we're doing tonight, is doing a little manure spreading here on the dedicated server, a little multiplayer action. So this field is rather large. It is 19. It is huge. But we're going to knock it out here, get it filled up and ready to go. Now normally I would spread manure prior to plowing the field, but this field had already been plowed, so we'll go ahead and we'll do it now and get it shaped up and ready to go, and then we'll just come behind and cultivate it and have it ready to go for planting. I thought this field wasn't plowed just because when you looked at it in the PDA, it looked like it had a whole lot of stubble left in it, so it made a whole lot of sense to come up and do it this way. But then got up here and discovered it already been plowed, so we'll go with it the way it is. But normally I would spray the manure out prior to plowing, and then let that be turned under, you know, with the manure. It would all be tilled under when you plowed, but we'll go with it this way, and then we'll just run the cultivator over the top of it, and that'll turn it up and you know, be ready for planting. So that's the game plan anyways. Now we get down here to the end of the field. Make our turn, grab our next row, and as you can see, it took 60% of my manure to get that path done, so we are going to have to be backtracking a little bit as we go across this field, but we'll be in good shape eventually, get it knocked out. Anyways, so what else is going on? We had a real good stream last night for American Truck Sim. Thanks for everybody who came out and enjoyed the stream. It was a lot of fun. We had a good time. A lot of people have been asking me where the archive from Friday night is. I made an edit in there and to take out some stuff, and I'm waiting on YouTube to finalize that edit. It's I probably should have just downloaded the video, edited it, and reposted it. It would have taken me forever to do it. Their little editing system is not real good. It doesn't work nearly as well as you want it to, and it takes, after you make an edit, it takes forever for it to render. If it didn't take so long, I would like to take it and actually utilize it to on all the live streams, just to take the intro off of the live streams and trim it up, so people didn't have to bypass that. But unfortunately, it takes forever for them to render out the edit. I don't know if it's a machine that, I don't know if it's an automation that is supposed to do that, or if you put the edit in there and somebody has to manually go in and do it, but it just seems like it takes forever to get it done. So speaking of forever to get it done, this thing does take quite a bit of time to get all the poop out of it. It is slow going, but it is nice not to have to drive all the way over to the field, grab a little poop, and then come back, especially seeing as one trailer load hardly covers the you know, 1.5 passes on the field. So, but I wish it was a little bit faster on the loading. That would be nice. We ended up buying a second dumper because realizing that each one of these trailers holds 32,000 in manure and the dumper only holds 40. So you were going to fall behind. So we went ahead and bought a second loader and are using that to keep both of the trailers filled. Eventually they'll get ahead of us. But in the beginning, they're going to fall a little bit behind of us, but that'll be all right. So get this loaded up here, and then we'll go back up and pick up where we left off. So, yeah. Oops. Backed into Chris there. Alright, so we'll roll up here and turn and head back down our path we took. Alright, grab this back. Lock into our path we're using with GPS. And then we'll head on up. So we had a little issue with the server last night where he just kind of locked up, and every once in a while we run into an issue where people will be looking for the server and they can't find it in the server list. It just happens periodically. I have to go restart the server when it does that. So if you ever try to find the server, it doesn't show up in the list. It's probably because it needs to be restarted, and there's usually people on it playing, but it does require for me to go in and manually restart it. So I try to restart it every day, early in the mornings when nobody's on, but periodically it will do something silly like that, so just keep that in mind. And oh, let me back up here. Hit the wrong button to get started with. Sling a little. Ooh, I hate it when that happens. Sorry about that. Yeah, periodically I hit the button to get my tractor to change directions in shuttle mode, and it just sometimes it doesn't take, and I do stupid things like run into other people. Yeah, that's the reason we don't run the damage and repair mod on the dedicated server. That's we'd be repairing tractors every 5 minutes. And poor Cowboy would have run up a bill that would have been outrageous. So last night I log on the dedicated server after I did the live stream, and I come on and it's pitch black on screen, and I find at the spinnery one of the yellow Peterbilts upside down and cabbage dumped everywhere, and then I find another Peterbilt sitting down there, and I'm just like, what happened here with this? Something's not right. So apparently it was so pitch black that somebody couldn't find their way through the area and drove off the cliff. It's quite interesting. So I got rid of the I decided I'd get rid of the real daylight mod because it makes it so dark at night that people were having issues. So that is gone off of the server if you're having any issues with that. So that is gone. So hopefully that won't have any more issues and people won't have any problems with that again. Do I start a new row? I might as well. Let's go ahead and dump out the 20% that's in here. So I don't know, there were some issues with people saying that if you got up in that area all your lights turned off, and they didn't work anymore and you couldn't see. So And then Serious Gamer was telling me he was having a little bit of lag on the server because of the Real Daylight mod. So I went ahead and just turned it off. And so we don't have that anymore. We're back to the default night is not dark anymore. So that is back on the server. So that might help out a little bit too. I try to keep the server running like 5:30 in the morning till about 8 o'clock at night. That's what I tend to try to run it at. But every once in a while I'll mess up and either be busy and can't get on to turn and speed it up, or you know, for some reason or not, I'll end up messing up and not getting the server changed over to the early morning. So if you ever jump on and it's dark outside, you know, just know that at some point I'll get on and get it fast changed forwarded to 5:30 in the morning. I'm usually pretty close at getting that up. So I pretty much know where I put the time and everything else like that. So I usually keep a pretty close eye, but sometimes some things come up and I can't get on to do it. But I'm also putting in some farm managers now, and they're going to have the ability to fast track time as well. They won't be able to buy equipment or do anything else like that, but they will be able to just kick anybody who's messing around on the server, as well as they'll be able to if something does need reset back to the farm, like Cowboy drives a truck off into the river, that'll be able to get reset back to the farm. So there's a couple of people I'm going to ask to be farm managers, and it's one of those things where I've watched who's on the server, who's here constantly, and who's responsible, and I don't have to worry about giving them a password to the admin panel, and then all of a sudden coming on and there's 15 new vehicles purchased and all that other stuff. So but anyways, so those little things like that we'll make adjustments on, and hopefully that'll help things run a little bit better. So all right, come on, Poop, jump in the trailer. So this will take a little bit of time to get done, but it's a process we hadn't done before, and I think a lot of you guys enjoy the multiplayer videos because it is more than just me working in the field the whole time. You know, it's kind of interesting to watch. So all right, we'll head on back up here to the top of the field and we'll resume where we left off. I'm probably driving way too fast for this field. I really shouldn't be driving more than about 15 miles an hour. I just realized I was flying up through here. I try to keep it realistic, but sometimes I do silly things like that. Drive 30 miles an hour through the field. Trust me, if I was doing it in real life, I would real quickly know I was doing it. So, here we go. There we go. All right, we are good to go. Get this rolling on out. So I hope to get a video done for you guys later on today. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to work on getting a video about the gear shift that I got from CSIO Tech. Hope to get that out and process and everything. I recorded a bunch of stuff today for it. As I say today, Tuesday. This is on Wednesday. Hopefully on Wednesday I can work on getting that video put together and put out for you guys so you can see how that shifter works and everything. I used it last night in the live stream. It was really nice. There's a couple of little things that I have to be aware of with it. just because there's a couple little things that are a little flimsy where the wire goes in, and I'm a little scared of. So I ended up taping it to my joystick in a couple of places, the wire, because I was just scared that over time as you shift. But otherwise it seems like really a good product. They've done a good job with it. It worked flawlessly in my gameplay the other night. So the video will just show you the unboxing of it, and I'll go over a couple little things with it, and then just a little bit of video on using it with the truck. I'm not going to go through the whole setup and everything else like that, as far as how to put it on your G27 and all that other good stuff, and how to configure it, because the guys there at csio.tech have made several videos, and they do a great job with it. They're very high quality videos, and they show you exactly how to put it on your G27, exactly what steps you need to take to configure it inside SES's software. So I'm not going to do it any better than them, so I'll go ahead and just let them do that. I will have a couple of tips for you as far as stuff like that in the video, and I'll get that, like I said, I'll work on that later on today while you're watching this video, and get it rendered up and get it out for you guys. And then I also want to get a video done this week on my headset attachment for Track IR from the guys at Track Hack Clip, because I've been using it and I'm loving this thing. So I'll show you those two. Hopefully I get those two videos done this week and get them out for you guys. That's sort of what I'm working on this week. Alright, cool. So that is just about completely empty, or it is completely empty. So we'll run back down here and refill. I had 261 liters left. So what else is happening? In the interest of keeping things real, I've had some people ask me for a bigger milk trailer on the farm, and I'll make no secret about it. I'm gonna put a whole bunch of livestock on this, and that means it's going to produce a whole lot of like milk in the dairy situation, because I'm gonna put a couple of thousand head of dairy cattle in. It's going to produce a lot of milk, which means there's a lot of milk that needs to be sold off. Now, two things just keep in mind on the Milk Max facility. I've showed you guys this before in the video. The Milk Max facility will only hold so much, so feel free to go over there, fill up the Milk Max facility. But if you have milk left over, there's a little sell point right there on the ground. Just go back into it and sell that milk off. Now, I've had a couple of people who keep insisting that I need a bigger milk trailer. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not. There's a 30,000 liter milk trailer on the map, and it's absolutely fine for hauling the milk off. The thing about it is, in the interest of keeping some things realistic on the farm, I just don't see a need to put some 60,000 liter milk trailer on it when it's just not realistic. If you look, and I put a link to a discussion on this in Discord this evening, about what are the sizes of milk trailers in the United States, how much milk is in a milk trailer, and what is actually legal. And a legal milk trailer only holds 7,000 to 9,000 gallons of milk. Anything over that becomes too heavy and is not roadworthy and not safe to on the interstates or highways and byways. And those are the laws that I'm looking at for here in the United States. So if it's not a practice agriculture, if it's not a common agricultural practice, I try to avoid it, you know. That's just me, but that's the way I'm going to run the server. So I'm going to keep the milk trailer at 30,000 liters. Now, if you don't like it as a bumper pull and you want me to change it over to being a semi, where you can hook it to a semi and drive a semi because you like a semi better than a bumper pull, that's fine. I'll change that out. But as far as going and getting a, you know, different milk trailer that holds more, just because it will lessen the number of trips you have to make over to the milk thing, and I'm gonna avoid that. I'd rather keep it real. That's just me. So I hope you guys understand on that, but I just like to keep some realism going on. I mean, I know it's a game and whatever like that, but some things I just like to keep real. And yeah, I know we did some unrealistic logging the other night, but then again, it's not completely unfathomable that people would cut trailer length logs. I see them all the time. They wouldn't use the buffalo probably to load them, but trailer length logs are a thing, so I don't have really that big of a problem with what we were doing there. So, but I don't know, stuff like that. I know it takes time, right? Everything in farming takes time. I mean, spraying manure on a field takes time. Everything doesn't happen immediately, so I'm not going to put crazy outrageous size combine headers on here so you can take out half of a field in one pass. It's like we're going to keep the 4-meter sugar beet harvesters on here because people have pointed out to me, oh, there's an 8 and a 10-meter and a 12-meter. Yeah, but not in real life. There's not. You go look up Grimm's website and you look at what they offer as far as machinery. There's no 10-meter sugar beet harvester. They don't have one. So I just I look at things like that and I just say, is this realistic? Is this something that works in real life? It's like somebody was pointing out to me the other day that I'm stupid for using all these trailers because they don't need all these trailers because they use this one piece of machinery and it does everything that all the trailers do, and I don't need all this stuff for greenhouses. I'm like, yeah, that piece of machinery, it doesn't exist in real life. It's a mod that somebody created for the game and it's not realistic. So again, like I said, I try to keep everything realistic. So I understand that's not everybody's cup of tea, but it is mine, and for server practices I just kind of want to keep it real. So let's do that. That's an easy way of saying I don't plan on buying a 60,000 liter milk trailer. So some people agree with me on that, others don't. I get it, but that's sort of the way I want to do things. But anyways, all right, so we're rolling on along here, and as you can see, we're maybe about a fourth of the way done. So, and looking at the map, it looks like we're about a quarter of the way done. All right. Alright, so I'm gonna run out here. Alright, about 5, 4, 3, 2, come on now. Oh, now it's gonna draw it out, and we are done. So back down here and we refill. Yeah, the rest of the guys are debating on when we need to move the Flegel overloading station. Oh, a little bit of server lag there. Alrighty. It's pretty cool doing it this way. I sort of like that. Again, it would take even more time if you had to drive down to the farm every time and load up from here, because we're pretty decent ways away. We're in 9, and the manure manager is up by the top 4, so, or we're in 19, excuse me, and the manure manager is up at top field 4 right there at the farmyard. So granted, we could put another person driving a manure spreader, but at the same time, it would just be that much more time that we'd have to spend running back and forth to get it done. I don't know. Is it more efficient to do it this way, or is it more efficient to do it the other way? Not really sure. It's cooler to do it this way, I think. The other way, you can do that in single player. Can't can't do this in single player unless you're using course play, and then you got to pay a guy like $1,000 an hour to shuffle manure around. This way I don't have to pay anybody anything other than just you know, give them some server time. That always works out. I like free labor. Free labor's good. Probably shouldn't be talking about free labor in the video, should I? We all know I'm using them now. We're doing pretty good though on the server. I have to say, we've amassed $20,289,366 at this point, and that's all legit. I mean, we started out at $10 million, right? Is what we started out with, and $10 million, and we managed to not only recoup all that money, but then another 10. So pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. And it's been a lot of fun. If I had to do it all over and I set it up to do all over again, though, the one thing I did do wrong, I set it up in easy mode. I probably should have set it up in hard mode. But then again, I just think back to what do I want for the server, and it's more like I could do it one of two ways. I could start off with a limited amount of money and a limited amount of equipment and try to build it up like we would in single player, but at the same time I want the equipment to be on here for people to be able to play and have fun, you know. I don't want somebody coming on and going, well, I can't do anything because there's not a tractor available, or I can't do anything because there's no combine, there's only one combine and a couple of tractors to chase with, and I got on here and there's nothing to do. So, you know, I went crazy and got enough equipment that everybody can do something while they're on the server. And so hopefully that makes it fun for everybody, you know. And there's a variety of equipment. And, you know, while we went for a John Deere theme, we still have a wide variety of equipment sizes. Got an articulated on here, got an 83, the 72s, the 68s, you know. So now the only thing I didn't do is I put the disc in and I didn't put plows in, but if somebody wanted to plow instead of using a disc, we could do that. But so far though, it's going pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna keep knocking this manure out and trying to think if there's anything else really to chat about. I think that's about it. I'm thinking maybe next weekend we do a Homer weekend. If you guys are up for that, let me know in the chat comments below, as well as you know, if you're on Discord this week, chat with me. But I'm thinking maybe either next, like, I don't know, do you guys want to do a whole weekend of Homer DLC, or do you just want to do like one night of Homer DLC again? It's up to you guys. If I know not everybody's able to get on at the exact same time, that's the reason I was thinking about maybe on Friday morning turning the Homer DLC on and leaving it for 3 days, turning it off Sunday night, and that would lock some people out that don't have the Homer DLC. But I'm trying to give you enough warning to let you know that we might do it. And like I said, it would be next, you know, like next weekend, Friday through Sunday. But if that's too much, if y'all aren't really that into it, then we can always only just make it like 1 or 2 nights. But again, let me know about what y'all think about that in the comments below, and we'll go from there. But my theory is we turn it on for a couple of days, we plant up a bunch of fields and sugar beets, and we throw the Homer DLC on. We can do some sugar beet harvesting and use all the equipment that comes with it, and play with it a little bit. So but that's my theory anyway, so let me know about that. I welcome your comments. If y'all aren't into it, then I won't do it. But I think there's I've already heard a few people say they would love to do a Homer DLC on weekend, so maybe we do it next weekend and get you guys involved in doing some sugar beets with that. So Yeah. Well, that's gonna do it for today, for this video, guys. I'm gonna run down here. As you can see, they've I'm swerving a little bit. I got a little too fast with GPS turned on. I need to turn it off if we're gonna run. But I think that's about it. You can see they've moved the loading station from down there up here. So I'm gonna go over here and load up. And I'll grab a little bit more manure and we'll keep at it. As you can tell, it's going to take a little bit longer. Alright. Oops. No, I look like I'm on it. There's just no manure in there. So you have to run it out of manure to be able to relocate it. So they were trying to get it down to 0 so they could move it. So I guess Chris got it down. And we are good to go. Alright guys, well I'm going to wrap up the video here, and I'll continue to spray manure. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and make sure you leave comments below, like the video if you did, and come join us on the dedicated server. Remember, as always, the server information is located in the show notes below. It's under server and mods, and just jump on there, download the mods, and come join us on the server. Until next time, guys, stay safe, have a great day. I will see you later. Bye bye. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I hope you consider giving it a like, maybe even sharing it with your friends. It does help me out a tremendous amount and is greatly appreciated. Also, leave some comments down below. That's really the only way I can gauge if you guys are enjoying what's being put out. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you want daily notifications. I try to do a new video each and every day. Also, if you want to stay in touch with me and find out what's going on, our social links are down in the bottom left-hand corner. Twitter is where I usually announce schedule changes, live streams, and new video releases. Facebook's a great way to get in touch with me if you have any questions to ask. And of course, I am trying to get to 1,000 followers on Google+, which I know I'll probably be old and gray before that happens. But if you can jump over there and follow me, it would be super awesome. So if you like today's video, there's a whole lot more content on the channel. I hope you'll browse through it, find something to keep yourself entertained until the next video or live stream. Speaking of live streams, I try to do them nightly around 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Until the next time, thanks again for watching. See you soon.